Oh, my hearties, a very good evening to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Scottie McClue's live stream on YouTube, just for you. Saturday night, lovely to be with you. Now then, who have we got here? Yes, wonderful stuff. Good evening, Scottie. Hope you're well and had a great day. Dinky Doo, says the wonderful Stephen Douglas. Very early tonight, Stephen. Excellent. Laird Roberts says, good evening from East Lothian. Good evening from East Lothian. We love East Lothian. It will be gorgeous tonight. Good evening, Scottie. God evening, Scottie. Hope you had a nice day. Hi, Stephen and everybody. Hope you're all well. Excellent stuff. There we go. Hi, everybody. Dinky Doo. Hello, how are we? Scottie, says Kareem. Hi, Robert. Dinky Doo. Scottie, I'm going to Skype you sometime tonight, says J-Dog. Yes, we'll need to get the Skype on, J-Dog. Hi, Stephen, everybody. All that's all the chat. Good stuff. So while you're all chatting to each other and high-fiving, and it's lovely, there's been no wee snidey comments tonight. Nobody going, oh, you're a bit early, Scottie. We weren't expecting you till 8 o'clock, that kind of thing. That's excellent. There's Catherine. Dinky Doo, Catherine. Lovely to have you with us. Now then, we've got a subscribe button there, guys. If anybody's not subscribed, get subscribing. We need our subscribers. J-Dog's liked it, shared. Excellent. There you are. 4 of you have liked already. Any more likes on the go, please? Dinky Doo, says Scottie McClue. Last night was absolutely fabulous. Sorry I disappeared a wee bit sharpish for those of you that were there at the end. We were running out of juice. That was the problem. Good to hear you. Excellence. Lovely, lovely. So there we are. Catherine's going to be back in a few minutes. She's going to do a bit of sharing. Good for you, Catherine. I'll not read out all the sort of greetings and hi you and hi you and hi everybody, all that sort of stuff. Dinky Doo, Lord McClue, a shout out to Catherine from JT. JT, it's lovely to have you with us. Welcome, welcome, I say. Scottie, nice to see you, says Betty. Hello, Betty. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you with us. Lots of old friends joining us here live on the old stream. We love it. Tremendous. Saturday night, nothing gets past me. Nothing on a Sunday, remember, and then we're back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we'll decide if we're going to jack it in after the lockdown. So there we are. We'll make a decision. That's what it's all about, as the old song says. I liked and shared before you went live, says Stephen. Good man, Stephen. Give them a bit of warning. Excellent. Let them know what is what. I'm just about to do the same. There we are. I had to just have a wee kick there. Nice to see you, says Betty. And you. Have you trimmed your beard, Scottie? Oh, no. Don't touch it. I don't go anywhere near that. I don't know anything about beards, so I don't go near it. I just leave it to do its own thing, you know. It knows best. The beard knows best. And when people say to me, are you growing a beard? I say, no, I'm not doing a thing. It's just growing itself. So there we are. What happened to the stream last night, says Craig? Craig, it just died off at the end and it disappeared, and I tried to come back, but there wasn't enough juice. I think we ran out of juice. It's got to be plugged in all the time when it's a stream. It's quite a big thing and it uses quite a bit of juice. My girlfriend has a beard, says Betty Was Iris. Yes, good for you, Betty. Well done. You can't beat a girlfriend with a beard. There we are. Now then, why did the frog take the bus to work today? Because his car got towed away. Towed away. Very, very good, J-Dog. We love all that. We like J-Dog's jokes. J-Dog's book of jokes. Scottish Labour has called for guaranteed jobs for all women after female unemployment rose during the start of the coronavirus. What about men? This is not equality. Kareem, no. We can't have one lot of the other. You can't say, let's replace men with women so that we get a more equal society, right? The reason men were paid more than women is because they were the breadwinners. So they were the main salary earner. So that's why they got the money and they brought it home and gave it to the women who gave it to their kids. You see what I mean? All that sort of stuff. So it makes complete sense. So now if you're getting equality, they'll go down the way. Like women wanted equality of pensions, so they ended up working till they're 65. They didn't realize they could have gone at 60 and the men had to soldier on to 65. And now the women are 65, and I think it's 66 is the next one. And then it'll go up and up and up, and then somebody will rob the pensions and we'll not get paid. I feel we're back in World War I again with getting all the women in the workplace. Absolutely, J-Dog, like the Canaries working in the munitions factories. Evening, Lord McClue and Dinky Doo, says the Archie. Robert Scringer, good evening, Scottie. Hope you're fine and well. Do you know what country has the oldest parliament in the world? Did you ask me that the other night and I couldn't actually answer? Is it an Indian part of India, or part of Africa, or part of Russia, or part of China, or part of Japan, or is it Scotland? There we are. Scotland might have a very old parliament. Mind you, the king, you see, we had absolute monarchy, so no, perhaps not. We weren't big in parliaments. Laird says, playing the cello tonight, Scottie. Good one, Laird. Excellent stuff. Are you doing it professionally as part of a lockdown concert? Are you doing it online? Did you hear about a certain celebrity program done in a jungle, maybe filmed in Scotland this year due to the COVID outbreaks in Australia? Stephen Douglas, I might go along and be in the jungle. Yes, what about that? McClue in the jungle. I'll be a bit fussy about what I eat, though. So there we go. And thanks, Stephen. What did I miss? Catherine, you have missed so much. Fabulous stream tonight. Dinky-doo, Scottie, God bless you, says the wonderful Eddie Doyle. Eddie's on tonight with the Shamrocks, Eddie. Have you got a touch of the Irish in you? Have you kissed the Blarney Stone? I've kissed the Blarney Stone. I've got a certificate there to prove it. The Dinky-doo, Scottie, I was surprised, but it dates back to the 12th century. It dates back to the 12th century. Well, I don't think it's Scotland in that case. So there we are. It's Iceland, Scottie. Oh, yes, Iceland. That doesn't surprise me. It is a very ancient and proper one. Iceland was the ones that jailed the bankers, I think, when the banking crisis came up. And, we've shored ours up. Some women said that retirement should be 60 and men 67. That's not equality. Plus, women tend to live 10 years longer than men. So we work till we drop. That's what the government would like, Kareem, if you think about it, because Britain's always been very poor at social care to the extent that they made sure that British cruise liners, taking people on holiday in the 30s, didn't go anywhere near Germany, because if they'd gone into Germany, Bremerhaven or whatever, Hamburg or something like that, they'd have seen that German workers were so much better off. The British have been terrible to their workers, so a lot of the slavery was actually at home. That would be an awesome show then, says Stephen Douglas. Which one's that one? Hello, Catherine, it's JT. Quite positive so far, Catherine. It's great when the streams just to get carried away with the topics. It goes so quick. I know, Stephen, it just goes in a flash. So there we are. Althing, Iceland is the oldest parliament. Althing. You've got the House of Keys on the Isle of Man. So there you are. I think that's a fair age as well. But Iceland, yes. So these characters would just go back. Betty was, get with the time. But like hanky-panky. Dear, oh dear. Play the bagpipes as well as the cello, Scottie, but sore throat tonight, so cello for me. So you haven't told us, Laird, are you doing it online professionally? Because I notice there's a lot of online concerts these days. Hello, Gordon, you're not crystal clear. Oh, hello, Scottie. Wonderful Gordon Robertson's joined us. Hello, Scottie, you're not crystal clear tonight, so I'm going to have a wee footer with my bits and pieces. It's not a wee bit wax, is it, in the old lugs, Gordon? You've got to check that, but be very, very careful. Never put anything smaller than an anchor in your ear. My sea captain of an uncle used to say. So there we are. I'll try to improve your stream, Oh, yes, for your good self. Yes, the equipment's maybe a wee bit dodgy for you, Gordon, there. But we should be going out all right. Happening, Gordon, you sound. I thought he was going to say something, but you sound, ? Are you sound? Is everybody else getting it clear as a bell? So there are, right, Scottie, that's my rant over for tonight, says Kareem. I'll think of cheery stuff now. No, listen, Kareem, you're very welcome to have a rant, because I was thinking the other night when Gordon was talking about LGBT plus all these different things, I thought it should start with S, so it should be SLGBT. We must include straight people in this, you know what I mean? So where's my pencil? SLTGB. Is that right? So straight, lesbian, trans, and then you've got GB, and then what? There's plus something else now, isn't there? There's lots of pluses. Is that CDs or DVDs at the back of the other shelf? Eddie Doyle, that's the old Scottish CDs for the Scottish McClue Hogmanay Bash and the Radio Clyde Cayley on a Saturday night. Skype McClue, we're having Skype calls tonight. Catherine, are you going to Skype us? Catherine's going to Skype, guys. So we'll get a wee Skype call from Catherine. Wait till we see. I'll just check the Skype's on. There's no point in that. We wouldn't like you to be Skyping and the Skype's not on. We don't want that, do we? There we are. Looks as if it's acting up a bit tonight. It's going. There we are. I shall see. I'll take that out because it's 100% charged. And I'll put that in. There we go. And then we can see what we've got here, guys. Yes. Well, I'll put it on and off again. I think that's always best if it's not behaving. On and off again. Would you agree? Does everybody agree that we put it on and then we put it off again? There we are. I think that's it. Good. You can hear it. We'll be able to hear it. I've connected up so we can hear what it's doing. Catherine, could you sing us a song to Scottie on Skype? No, Betty was. We can't have any songs because of the copyright. What a J-Dog. Amazing. I loved watching Ali Bean at New Year's. Fantastic fiddler. Beautiful. Ali Bean and Phil Cunningham, the accordionist. Yes. Ali and Phil. Wonderful stuff. The Peril and the Ruby. Kareem says LGBTH plus. So what's that? LGBT? Oh, hetero. Yes, I thought straight. No? There we are. That's my thinking, but you think hetero at the end. Catherine could sing a song. No, we can't. I saw a documentary on how ships are kept together. It was riveting, says Craig. Very, very good, Craig. What's the H for, Kareem? That'll be heterosexual, I think, Gordon. So there we go. Dinky do, Scottie, and everyone says Robster. J-Dog says, need to pop off for din-dins tonight, Scottie. No need to pop off. I'm so used to saying need to. No need to pop off for din-dins tonight, Scottie. Already had them. Let me fill in the blanks at your granda and granddad's. Grandman, granddad, is that right? There we are. Well, that's my plan for duo up in the air, Betty. Oh, aye, that's had it, Catherine. Craig, yes, it's such a shame because this show would benefit from a lot of fine music, you know, absolutely. That's the thing. Correct, Scottie. There we go, J-Dog. You see, I'm not just an athlete. No, I know all these things as well. Guys, nobody has shared a thing since the start. What are we playing at? For goodness sake. All right, there we go. Now, I need to get subscribers, and I'm working on maybe getting phones. So that might be quite a good one as well. Betty says, I was on the Titanic, Scottie. I just swam to the shore to listen to Scottie. Harsh, Betty was. I treated myself to banana fritter in syrup tonight. Catherine, that will be gorgeous. Do you not remember, the first time I tasted banana fritter was in the Chinese restaurant. And there was a Chinese restaurant in Glasgow in the late 60s. And nobody believes me, but there was. Right in the city centre in the late 60s, very early 70s. There we are. I've got that movie. It's awesome, says Stephen Douglas. Scottie, have you seen the movie called A Sense of Freedom about Jimmy Boyle? Eddie, of course. I interviewed David Heyman. And we'll maybe listen to a wee bit of that tonight, in fact. And David played Jimmy Boyle in the movie. STV did outstanding in the days when STV really was serving us big time at that, you know. I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing a fabulous job just now, but I mean, really, Bill Brown was in charge, and, you know, they made movies, soap opera, Take the High Road, High Living was STV, wasn't it? If I remember right, all that sort of stuff. And what was the other one? Garnock Way. Remember Garnock Way? Scottie, have you heard of the term swimmer's ear? I have the Archie. I would imagine it's when stuff gets into your ear and the ears aren't properly dried. Water gets in with maybe chlorine in it. I don't trust pools with chlorine. And they all have it. Do you know what I mean? I've shared. I need to nip to your Facebook page to post to the groups on your page. Excellent, Catherine. Please do. Please do. I hope everybody sees that. Is the Skype up? We're just putting it back on as we speak, J-Dog. Panic ye not, as the saying goes. The old adage that I've just made up. Panic ye not. My friend was wondering if you'd do the stream in a Zoom format, Scottie. I told him we've got far too many listeners. We wouldn't fit them all on the screen. Somebody asked about that last night, Robert. I don't know if it was your good self. And we all decided that, no, this is the best format, but we wouldn't get everybody on. And wow, so the banana fritter's been around before I was born. Wow. Catherine, yes, banana fritter. It was usually in a Chinese restaurant you got a banana fritter. Very nice, deep fried banana and batter with the syrup. Gorgeous. H could be for hetero or homo. Ah, there you are now, Kareem. There could be some confusion here. H could be for hetero or homo. Indeed, it could be for both. That would really be inclusive. Gordon, I see where you're coming from. You're quite an advanced thinker, of course, as you know. But I see where you're coming from. So there's an H, and nobody can say, is that to do with the heteros? You know, I think that would be a great idea, because apparently in this country, there's been overcompensation for all these things. So people already have enough women in boardrooms. They have enough black and, enough BAME people. They have enough gay people. They have enough non-specific gender. They've actually gone over it, you know, and of course they lump, I think rather wrongly, disabled people, people who can't work for whatever reason, that sort of stuff, in with that. In other words, what they're saying, they're confirming there are differences between people. Whereas I think if they just get on and employ people, you know. So you're actually saying, did Mary get that job? No, it went to a guy called Angus so-and-so, you know, or it just went to Angus so-and-so. Mary didn't get it. You're not going, oh no, it went to a guy rather than a girl. And I've noticed that English people, no fault of their own, but they've been fed so much nonsense from MSM, the English people are the separatists. So when you talk to them, they go, oh, wait a minute, are you Scottish? I wondered that. I thought, he's not English like, and that sort of stuff. They talk about the Queen of England. Well, she's Queen of England, isn't she? Which is not untrue, because she is, but it's actually the UK or Britain. But Britain, there's no such country as Britain. It's a landmass, and that upsets people. You see, that sort of stuff. J-Dog, can't wait to hear you on the Skype. Way to go. Let's see how the Skype's doing, J-Dog, and if we can get it on the go for you. So there we are. I'll probably want signed in and all that nonsense. For some reason, it signs me out on this particular device, which I find rather strange, but it might just be part of the game. So here we go. I'll see if I can sign in, J-Dog, and I'll give you a shout if it works. Is that okay? And then we can get a wee bit chat going. So wonderful. So J-Dog's going to Skype, guys, in a few minutes, which it'll take me to get all this sorted out, I would think. Yeah. Now, you'll be sitting at home going, why don't you do all this before you start? And the answer is, by the time it fires up, you may well have gone off again. You see? So you're best to do it a wee bit fresh. There we are, because stuff goes. Your connection was inactive. We signed you out. Inactive. Now, what I would suggest, that looks to me like the Skype's coming up. That's what it looks like. So there we are. Right. As far as I can ascertain, J-Dog, we're in business with the Skype. It'd be nice to see you, Doug, Scottie. I know Eddie's having a sleep downstairs. I need to take my cat to the dentist, Scottie. He's been up all night meowing. Yes, meowing. That's not good. That's a nice idea. Nice to see the wee dog. Oh, good evening.
Hello, Scottie.
How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Excellent. Yes, but we're all better for hearing you, J-Dog. Are you enjoying the stream?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the stream.
Now,
much better now.
It's getting better, isn't it? And we're even going to be looking at phones and all sorts of things. That'll make a huge difference, because the word goes round when people can actually get a word or two in, you know.
There are multiple ways to contact you.
This is great. But what I would like to know, J-Dog, you don't know if you can get captions up in front of you on YouTube so it can say SCOTTIE McCLUE.
No, I don't know a way yet, but I can try and look for it.
I think apparently if you go on some other separate studio, but I don't really want to go through all that palaver. When YouTube started, you used to have to go through either a coder or an encoder or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, so you had to download a third party. And I would try all these things out. And it was interesting. You'd go on YouTube and maybe just a couple of people, because nobody knew you were there, a couple would pop up and go, what are you playing at, McClue? You know, it was very funny. And I still got these test pieces somewhere, but it was difficult to see when you were on. It was difficult to see when you stopped, and, you know, all that kind of idea. Whereas it's so much clearer now. It's wonderful. But what I was thinking is if we could get that up, because there'll be people look at me on YouTube and think, who's that? Because they used to listen on the radio. Millions listened on the radio, but they won't know what I look like. Yeah, I know. You see? So anyway, enough of all that. I want to hear about you, please.
I've been doing a lot of work these past 2 weeks on the stream. It's been tiring, but I'm setting it up for next week. I'm going to be doing 2 shows next week.
Wow.
Looking good.
You get a bit carried away time-wise, don't you? You think, oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. It just passes in a flash. You sit down at maybe 2 in the afternoon to do something, and the next thing it's 5.
Yeah, no. Time just flies by.
And no doubt that somebody will say to you at home, J-Dog, that's enough on that thing now. Come and get your...
Yeah, no. Yeah, definitely.
And then they'll say, what are you shouting at him for? You say, he's been on that all afternoon.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's great fun, isn't it? So something nice for supper tonight at Grant's?
Yeah, just bits and pieces and, just snacky pieces.
Just chilling, just enjoying the company.
Yeah.
They sound lovely people, J-Dog,
Yeah, they are.
This is good stuff. So you're going to be streaming. So you are the next Scottie McCLUE.
Yeah, hopefully.
And you can tell people in
subscribers.
People will say, "Where did you get the idea for this?" You say, "Well, it was an old guy I knew. I used to watch him."
Yeah.
And say, "Is he still about?" "Oh, I don't know. I'd be very old now."
Yeah.
Wonderful. We like that.
Yeah.
So, what else? Are you still at the gaming as well?
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of gaming, from time to time. Yeah.
Good stuff. You're keeping your hand in with that.
Yeah.
You're still doing enough to not have to change the handle.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. Well, thank you so much for Skyping. We like it. Catherine was very excited when she heard you were coming on.
I know. I'm surprised.
Well, no, not at all. No, people love you on here. She should. We all do. She should Skype.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody everybody on the trusted list should Skype.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone on trusted sites should Skype at least once.
Yes. So we get to hear them. Well, maybe get Gordon on as well.
Yeah, Gordon Robertson, definitely.
Thank you. Well, thanks, J-Dog. Top man. All the very, very best with that. Thank you again for all your help and advice with all the technical stuff.
No, thank you.
It's great. And we'll catch up soon. I believe you're doing some very good creative as well.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent.
Very creative.
You're a very creative man. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, but dink you.
Lovely talking to you.
Thanks, J-Dog. Always lovely talking to you. Bye just now.
Okay, thank you, dude.
Thank you, do, lad. Right, what a top man. There we are, J-Dog there. An absolute credit to the next generation of streamers. Wonderful. There we go. What a top man. Wasn't that great? Now, Catherine, you should be on next. The Zoom would be good for a non-stream chat. Ah, yes. That's a nice idea. Nice to see the wee dog. Scottie, can I ask you what you use for psoriasis and does it help? The Archie, I don't actually use anything, which is very naughty of me. I went into the doctor and I hadn't been there for, maybe 3 years. And I asked, could I get another wee tube of something? Because you've got to use it, it expires. She said, you haven't used a lot. And I said, no, I just use it very sparingly. So I don't really use anything. I don't kind of acknowledge my psoriasis because it was a present from my father genetically, who was a lovely, lovely, lovely man. He had psoriasis. And I don't really put anything on it. And it tends not to flare up terribly much. It's at its worst on my hands, and that's it there. I don't know if you can see. So there's a wee bit on the back of the hands, and there's the other hand. A wee bit there as well. But I tend not to notice it, and I tend not to really acknowledge it to any great extent. And I always explain to anybody that I'm working with what it is, so they don't think, don't come near me with this in case I catch something. And I have to say to them, you won't catch it. It is non-contagious. So there we are. Wonderful stuff. Woo-hoo! And I used to get it on the scalp and stuff, but virtually not at all. The last time I was at the barber's, which would be about, I suppose it'd be 4 months ago. And she said, your scalp is so good. So just amazing. And I said, thank you for that. Because I always tell the barber, I say, got a little bit of psoriasis. And he said, yes, I can see that. And that sort of stuff. Because it's fairer to sort of really have the topic out there rather than them thinking, I don't know if I should mention the psoriasis and all that stuff. So there it goes. So that's that. So touch wood. Things should be okay. I think we'd all need to be H+. So what's that? Is that heterosexual plus or homosexual plus? Is the laptop booted up? It is, J-Dog. Sorry, I'm behind here. We've already spoken to you. Hope the wee cat will be all right. Gets his teeth sorted, poopy. So, hope everything goes well, Betty, says Catherine. Absolutely. We do not like an animal in discomfort. Scottie, when furlough ends, they're going to hit the economy so hard with people out of work. Absolutely. But don't let them off the hook with Brexit. Brexit will have caused a lot more damage than COVID, I can tell you, to the economy, because we don't have any trade deals signed off. Any of the bigger countries can just rip the mince out of us, all that kind of stuff, because we don't have the backing of the EU, who had some serious clout. Hi, guys, says Barry Christmas. Hi, Barry. Finlay Morris. Hey, can we do some sharing, guys? If the Tories can push through the Brexit during Corona, then the SNP can push through independence. This is so crucial and so important for us all, Scottie. Absolutely, Kareem. I think it is. I got some interesting stuff on Facebook today. I was congratulating Captain Tom being knighted by the Queen. I had an anti-royalist on, cheeking up. I had, and there aren't many of them, and then I had a guy saying, how can you support a British war hero when you're an SNP man? And I always say to people, prove that. I am not any kind of nationalist, any political party, anything like that. If I was, then I would have a huge full-time job in politics or something. Can I just say that having more than even 10 viewers that always turn and stay is pretty much the normal, even if you're a professional in your trade and the figures rising nicely? Absolutely, because there's so much social media, Catherine. There's so much to watch. There'll be another million streams like mine going on, but this is bound to be the best of them all. Apart from young J-Dog up and coming, you see. And hi, Barry Christmas. Hi, Barry New Year. Good evening, Scottie. Hi, Barry. You, Barry, tonight. How's it going, Barry? Far too many different genders and sexualities these days. Why do you say that, Craig? What effect does it have on you? Barry, you well, says Kareem. You can get captions if you have a PC running your cam through, yes, Gordon, through another company. No, Kareem, I nearly choked on a throat lozenge earlier. Be careful. Did your epiglottis fail to flap shut? And could something that should have gone esophagus-wise have gone trachea-wise? Hopefully you're covered, Baz. Kareem, were you impressed with my knowledge there? I think I'll be okay, Kareem, says Barry. Yes, a throat lozenge once you've managed to cough it up. Thank you so much for Skyping, says Barry. Playing to unlimited on the cello, Scottie. So there you are. So you're playing to an unlimited audience. You're out there with the big wigs. We love it. Catherine, you should Skype. Yes. Hi, Scottie, says Finlay Morris. Hello, Finlay. Lovely to have you with us. Thank you for the great chat, Scottie. Waiting to hear Catherine. J-Dog, no problem. It's lovely to have you on. Outstanding chat. Quality chat. We're all waiting to hear Catherine. We want Catherine. I've just sprayed a certain deodorant in my eyes, Scottie. My eyes are stinging. Get that cleared out. Find out what you do. So there we are. Get that out of there. You don't need deodorant at all. A wee occasional, get the roll on. So there we go. Absolutely. J-Dog Gaming, what games do you play, says Laird Robert? Off to do some gaming right now. Maybe I'll catch you just before you pop off. J-Dog, no problem at all. Thank you and dinky-doo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. We like that. Action games like Fortnite or COD. Can you play Fortnite once a week, I ask? J-Dog, do you like? And they're going on, they're having a chat. Right. How's things, Scottie? Says the wonderful Glenn Peacock in Sheffield. Robert Scrimger says, Scottie, had an elderly gentleman the other day telling me Scotland gets 2.9 billion out of the Barnett formula. No, I think the elderly gentleman was meaning maybe 29 million or 23 billion. So there we go. I think that's it. We send them upwards of 60 billion and they send back, I think it's 23. Hello, Barry. I then mentioned the 60 billion quid we send southwards that you told me. Good, Robert. Yes. Excellent stuff. And he went very quiet when I told him about that. It just shows you attitudes are changing. Well, no. What you'll find is, Boris was on yesterday praising the union. Just saying, wow, we're a wonderful union. We don't want to. It's not a wonderful union, you see. It never, ever has been. They squeezed it through by jiggery-pokery. And there's still jiggery-pokery. So there we are. CD and some other games I also play, says J-Dog. I got stuck in Aberdeen, in a pedalo in Aberdeen's Duthie Park. What's that? Is that like a pedal car? I don't know what that is. The Duthie Park in Aberdeen. I used to go a walk there. Used to go for a walk in Duthie Park when I worked for Grampian Television. It was just along the road, actually, if I remember. Scottie, will this power grab from Westminster happen? And if so, what will we do about it? Well, I think they will have to wait and see. There's always been a power grab. That's where the money's gone. Westminster grabbed the oil, grabbed the whiskey, grabbed the sugar, grabbed everything, sucked the life out of Scotland. So there we go. Has anyone else noticed if you turn Donald Duck's head upside down, you get another famous Donald? I don't know. Roger Scrimger. You run your cam through other software, not another company. There's lots of software for computers that will create titles and effects. Gordon Robertson, you're a man of great skill. McClue needs to look into this. You see, I'm just a straight communicator. I need a platform that gets me to the people. And when I got interviewed for the job at Scott FM, I remember asking the bosses, what is your power? Where are your transmitters? Yes, what frequencies are they? And then I could work out what I could do for them, you see. Tell Mrs. McClure I said hi. I shall, Glenn. Yes. I think she's making something in the kitchen tonight. I once got my knee stuck in a bus door. I once got my foot stuck down a drain in a wash house. So, had to waggle it out. In fact, I'll tell you what I saw on social media today. A grown-up lady, a grown-up youngish lady, maybe in her late teens, and she'd squeezed herself into one of these baby swings and jammed herself completely, and they had to get the fire brigade were all round her, trying to free her. Celtic are playing tonight, says Kareem. Kareem, what has this news got to do with any of us on here? Is that of any interest, I ask you? Barry says they're losing, Kareem. Oh, so there we go. I remember a guy that used to phone me on the radio, and he was on ostensibly to discuss one of the subjects. And he comes on and he goes, can I just tell you Celtic was smoking it last night? And I said, excuse me, what has this got to do with what we're talking about this morning? No, I'm just saying Celtic was smoking it last night. And I thought, right. I said, well, that's really not acceptable, coming on discussing football when we're having a proper discussion, a political discussion about something. So he says, I'm just saying that. I said, yeah, don't say it again. That's enough. Anyway, he came on a week later, and poor old Celtic had got absolutely thrashed senseless the night before. And he came on, he said, can I just say about what you're talking about this morning? I said, well, before you do that, can I ask you, were Celtic smoking it last night? And he goes, you've no right to say that. Sauce for the goose, sauce for the gander. No football talk, please. No, I haven't talked football. Score, says Kareem. I can tell you the score. Football's banned on here. That's the score. Good man, Barry. I shall Google. No, Kareem, you can't. We'll ban you. We'll ban you from doing that. Sorry, I missed you so much. I've been at the Skype. I tried really hard to find you, Scottie. I had no luck. I'll try next week. No, try again. Scottie.McClue, and I'll accept you. Tell me when we've put it in. I will try next week. You lot are putting me on the spot. Heart failure, not at all. You're fine, Catherine. You can do it. Say to yourself, I can and I will. Having noodles, Scottie. Did you have anything nice for tea? I had chicken soup. And I had something I shouldn't have because it's quite refined. And of course, I'm not so refined. And God knows will get that one. And I had Scottish plain bread with butter and dipped it in the soup. Does that get me banned from being invited to anyone for dinner? And it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. Ban him, says Barry. No, you can't ban somebody for using a search engine. Fantastic. Wonderful. Lovely to have you all with us. If you've just joined us, welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue, and we're live on the big one, YouTube, just for you. First Lord of the Internet, the world's top broadcaster, and the world's most humble man. I'm just going to move the old wooden chair along. This chair will give way one night, I'm quite sure it. So there we are. Mind you, it's lasted a long time. It's a bent wood armchair from, I would think, the 1920s. Do you remember bentwood, the little chairs that used to be in the cafes? I'm going to get smashed and jumped, Scottie. Barry New Year, you are not going to do either of these things. I've tried Scottie.McClue. Nothing's coming up. I saw you before and you should have added you, but then I was afraid I'd call you. So what? While you were offline and busy. So I'll try again. Catherine, that's not the end of the world. Put it in again, Scottie.McClue, SCOTTIE.MCCLUE. You've got it right there. I once had a scuffle in Edinburgh's Princes Street Gardens. I was hurt by what I believed to be a heroin addict. It's a shame because maybe if a lady had come and rescued her, she would have been a heroine. So that's crazy stuff. Heroin, dangerous stuff. You know, very, very dangerous. Absolutely. So there we go. What else is happening? Any of these things? This is what I was going to discuss with you. I posted on Facebook earlier. Is now the right time to eschew alcohol? Should everyone give up alcohol? There we go, because I told you I spoke to a doctor and it does nothing for us at all. He said only as a social de-inhibitor or disinhibitor. That sort of idea. In other words, people think, well, what colours that, I could tell you that. So we should maybe work on people's social behaviour, which I think will have changed a little bit with lockdown. Scottie.McClue, Catherine, you missed a C. That's what it is, but maybe that was just when she's spelling it here. Yes, it is. I said it was right. You got it. I should have scanned it again. I'm so used to seeing it, my mind would have put it right. So there we are. You missed a C, Catherine. You're just Athrun at the moment. Oh, Scottie, I've just noticed I've got a fox in my garden. I know they're pests, but this one looks very, very cute. So there we are. I'll see if I can get the fox up online for you and show me my little fox. Lovely, lovely, lovely little fox. So there we are. If you put in a visitor to McClue Towers, let's see what we can get going here. Oh. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this if I try and work a wee blinder here. Okay, now I don't know if this will work, guys, but I'm going to try it. It might not. We've got to try these things. This is one of the things I love about the streams. We've got to actually try everything out and see if we can do it. Now, wait to see. Wait to see. Now, as I say, this might work or it might not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least we tried. Now, I'll come back to you guys. Stay with me. What happens if I do that? Now, he's brought his friend, folks. Do you see his friend there? So he's having a wee tuck in, or she's having, and her friend or his friend is waiting in the wings. And then gets the signal, right, you can come and have some now. There we go, look. Can I come? Yes, yes, you can come and have some. I'll just be a minute. I'll just have another wee tuck in. And then Scottie will maybe have you over beside him for filming. Now you'll see friend coming to join us. Okay, now friends in the background. See if we can get friend to come in. It was quite difficult to focus because friend kept moving. And when you see sort of nothing on camera, that's when friends decided to just take a good run back. Now, I think this wee one's about to withdraw and say, okay, friend, you can come in now. So there we go, guys. Let's see when the other wee one should be coming in soon. But imagine bringing a friend along. Say, come on, we'll go along and see if we get a tuck in. Such a beautiful creature as well. Look at the ears there. Now, where is friend? Ah, there's friend waiting. There's friend waiting. Come on, friend. The nation are waiting on you. And when you think I'm standing right in front of that wee creature, now come on, friend. Right, I'm going to withdraw, says this one, and can my friend come and say hi? There we are. What did you think, guys? Do you like that? I'm so chuffed that actually worked, that we could get to see that. That's amazing. That was just a stroke of luck. So there you are. And we'll see if we've got... I just wanted to share that with you. Fantastic. Now then, what have we got here? Let's run back and catch up with what's happening. Kareem, thank you very much. The wonderful Kareem has put £1. He's tapped the dollar and put £1 in. Glenn Peacock says, who's your favourite actor, modern and past, Scottie? Glenn, you ask me these very, very difficult questions. You know? We'll maybe hear a wee bit of David Heyman tonight. He's one of my favourites. Wonderful. Duncan McCrae, big fan of Duncan McCrae. John Laurie. Of course, Ralph Richardson, John Mills, these guys as well. Alec Guinness, fantastic actor. Robert Donat, amazing. Who else have we got? Oh, stacks and stacks of them. I mean, lots and lots of wonderful lady actors as well. Judi Dench, Annette Crosby, fantastic. Just so many of them. It's very, very difficult to answer that. So there we go. Let's see what we've got here. I say, so that was the friend. I'll see what I can get for you here as well, guys, because I've got so many. Here's one, and I think if I remember right, this happened in the morning. So I'll just show you this little bit and then we'll get on with all the chat. Fantastic. So I think this may have happened in the morning or at dawn. Isn't that fantastic? So there you go. I'm absolutely foxed by all that. Fantastic. But I do. One of the things I've loved from that, guys, is that we've got another facility. We can look at stuff. So there we go. So there we are. What have we got here? This is stuff. Scott, I've just noticed I've got a fox in the garden. I know they're pests, but this one looks very cute. Thank you, Karim. Who's your favorite actor? So there we go. Well, let's hear from the other people as well. Guys, can we have more likes? Any subscribers, please? Subscribe. Barry, do you drink a lot, says BM. BM says no. Drink a lot of soy. Don't try that at home. Scottish shown us footage of a film he's made. Yes, Barry. Who tapped the dollar? It was Kareem. Kareem sent a pound. A Saturday pound. Kareem, very, very kind of you. Thank you. Very generous man. And you know it's appreciated. Robert, I've got a wee fox. I leave food out at night. I think it comes at dusk. I've not caught it taking the food. I don't think I ever will, but lovely young fox. That's amazing. Did you like that, Catherine? So there we are, Scottie Ventura. I think it's terrible what we've done to the fox's habitat, Catherine. All our new luxury houses, driving them out. Gorgeous creature. So there we are. Where is Kareem, says Barry? Is that Foxy Bingo? Says Helen. Wow, this is so cool, says Catherine. Did you like that, Catherine? It senses someone's filming. Oh, they do. Of course they do. Miles ahead. I was treated for a headwind as assaulted outside a live lounge. So there you are. Scotty Attenborough. Think you mean David Attenborough, Helen. The only occupant of this frozen wasteland in the Arctic tundra is the Arctic fox. I've just finished a Vietnamese takeaway. Very nice, someone. Lenny Murdoch, best Scottish actor in my opinion in River City. Very, very good actor, no doubt about it. I want a part in River City where I frighten Lenny. You know, I sit there and I give it, so I think you understand where I'm coming from, Lenny. You cannot get this wrong. Merry Christmas, there's a wee bit of humour. Exactly, Helen, don't you worry about that. Alligator, you're going to have to sort that out or you have to go. I'll remove it for you this time. But Alligator, you're about to change your account name. Good evening, goodbye. So there we are. Now then, I read Robert's a disgrace what's happening to the wildlife habitat. Alligator, you need to go and change your account, thank you. Sorry, Helen. Hello, Alligator. I left my camera rolling in the wee guinea pig cage. They came to life and were right up at the camera, wondering, was it another pig? Started playing soon as my back was turned. Great footage of them. It's wonderful. Wow, lovely, says Barry. So there we are. Right, Alligator. Yeah, we'll put Alligator is going into lockdown, guys, because he's got to change the title of his account. That's unacceptable on Scottie's line. Okay, Alligator? So you get off and fix that, and then come back and join us. I was once accosted by a preacher in Aberdeen Junior Street, Scottie. I told him I don't have a specific religion, but I can see how religion can build morality. Absolutely, and mortality. Sure. Away you go, Vermin, says Professor Numptyhead. Yes, Numptyhead, away goes Alligator. So there we are. He's gone to sort himself out. We know he has. That's fine. Right. I leave a whole square corner wild at the back of the garden, and I don't have a gate so the foxes can come and go as they please. Still not caught on live. That would be amazing. Catherine, any luck with the Skype, says Kareem. Excellent, Kareem. Any more likes, guys? Likes, subscribers. Lovely. If you haven't all subscribed, please subscribe now. Great acting, Scottie. Did you like that, Glenn? Did I look slightly scary? Did I have an air of menace about me? Scottie, I think after the feed, I'll go to EK and walk the dogs. Yes, Kareem, excellent. A feed is a nice term for it because this is food for life. Wonderful, Kareem. We like that. In fact, I should be going. That's an hour. Scottie, have you ever walked the West Highland Way? Just part of it, Eddie. I haven't done the full bit. I've walked to Loch Ossian from Corrua. Hello, I've just changed my name, Scottie, to Sorry Scottie. Well done, Alligator. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is there prosecution for disliking? Oh, yes, we don't. No, we don't punish people, but they've suffered enough. If anybody sort of has done a dislike to Scottie, they will just guilt trip themselves, you know. They'll feel guilty. That sort of idea. Because I don't upset them. There we are. But you do get a lot of moaning minis. You get the haters, but we dab on them. We dab on the haters, guys. That's what you must do. I always say, dab on the haters. Now, Graham, I used to frequent East Kilbride until I was chased out of the public. Calder Glen, yes, and part of the housing at the park. Scottie, did you like Tom Weir, who used to be in TV? Absolutely loved Tom Weir on the telly. Out of a public house. Loved Tom Weir, fantastic. He kind of opened television up for millions. And did his sister Molly. Molly Weir was a wonderful actress and storyteller and writer. Shoes for Sunday. When I described my daughter's cave, the jagged items they place on the floor to protect their privacy, sometimes they leave for scran, can be seen painted-faced, practicing to find a mate when older. Catherine, I don't know if you work for the intelligence services and you're sending me code that I have to, swallow. So you're going to say this only once. I didn't get any sense of that at all. So there we go. Used it to use the David Attenborough voice to describe my daughter's habitat. Oh, so there we are. So her habitat, the jagged items they place on the floor to protect their privacy. Sometimes they leave for scran. And can be seen painted-faced, practicing to find a mate when older. Putting the makeup on, that's the stuff. Like the guy's daughter came down and he said, "You are not going out this house looking like that. Away and put some makeup on." Can I have a signed Scottie McClue t-shirt? Merry Christmas once we get the merch, once this really takes off. My IQ is 193, says Sorry Scottie. What's yours? Ooh, mine's much lower than yours, Sorry Scottie. Mine's 164. So you're doing very well at 193. I'm surprised you've got time for us all. I like the old last of the summer wines when it began. Quality, Glenn Peacock, outstanding. But I did say, I won't tell you what the locals said about it. They didn't actually quite like it. But I loved it. And so did the rest of the country. Aye. What were they like when they all went into the tea room? How pleased was she to see them? Craig Cochrane, are you out of the hospital yet? Hi, Gordon, says Barry Christmas. Catherine's laughing. Brilliant, love it. Hi, Barry Christmas. Yes, Gordon, thanks. I wish this would take off. I want a signed T-shirt. This is only the beginning. Barry Christmas, this is only the beginning. And, once we start to widen the scope of this, get more discussion, take the phone calls, people will get drawn to it. At the moment, they go, is it just chat and messages? No. That's because they don't think they'll be able to do it. You see? I've been unfortunately diagnosed with scabies. Right, sorry, Scottie. Aha. Hi, Barry and Gordon and Craig. Glad you're okay. Hi, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. Are you sure it's not maybe some sort of anxiety skin thing with your high IQ? So there we are. Thank you, Catherine, says Craig Cochrane. Your scabies not very contagious. Just as well you're in lockdown. Gordon Robertson says, how's it going, Catherine? Gordon Robertson, what do you think of our should we ban alcohol? Eschew alcohol. I'm okay, Gordon, says Barry. There we are. Gordon, did you do a wee runner there when the Fox was on? We missed you. So there we are. Fantastic. Oh, here's one here. Do you want to see a tiny bit more? Will I show you a tiny wee bit more? I think we've got this one. Is that? Or maybe that's the one we've already seen. Yes, that's maybe the one we've already seen. We better not, in case I repeat it again, because there's an absolute beauty here. And I thought, I wonder if that's a tiny wee bit more. There we go. Fantastic. No, I've got rabies, Scottie, and foaming. No, you've not got rabies. There is no rabies in Scotland as far as I know, because we're very fussy with quarantine. Well, there you go. You see, so as far as I know, there is no rabies. And don't say that, Barry. That's not a good... I'll take that down. So there we go. There, I've taken that out. Loved still game, good old Gleska Patter, loved it, says Eddie Doyle. A lot of it was very clever. Very, very clever and very, very funny. Anything that came out of the comedy unit in Glasgow is very clever and very funny. That's where Rapsy Nisbet came from as well. And Still Game picked up the baton and ran with it. Thanks, Barry. Excellent stuff. There we go. And Navid, we love Navid. Navid had said he'd done more for interrace relations than anything. I think absolutely, massively good. There we are. Everybody loves Navid. And the wife. And Isa. Just going to the shop for some chocolate, says Barry New Year. So there we are. I've heard some stories about he who must not be named. I'm glad he's gone. Ah, yes, Barry. He's gone. There is no doubt about that. Wonderful. Do you guys get together and go, right, what are we doing tonight? What name are we using? What about Barry? Right, I'll be Barry Christmas and you'll be Barry New Year. You've still got in your heads, let's see if we can have a laugh. Take them in, suit the Elgin tonight. Oh, a wee bit of that, isn't there, guys? Let's be honest about it. You forget I've been around doing this for 29 years. Maria Knight has tapped the dollar bill. Maria, that's very generous of you. You're a naughty girl. You've not to send too much. You're very, very kind and very appreciated. You're a very generous lady, but that's a lot of pennies. Maria's sent a huge amount of pennies, guys. There, she sent £10. There we are. Maria has tapped the dollar. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, thank you, thank you, but very generous. Please don't be giving too much, Maria. Nothing gets past Scottie McClue. No, and it's funny, Catherine, because I've had so much experience of people ripping the mince out of stuff I do or attempting to. And nobody's ever managed it yet, The only time I was caught in the back foot was the very, 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 very bad man that, relieved me of my life savings through his con man work. And that's the only bad person I've met. But, I mean, these guys are just larking about, but they don't know I've seen it all before. It's like when they come up and say, Scottie, can you shout out to my friend? And they call my friend's name put together will be a rude name. And they think I'm going to read that out, newsflash. No. So there we are. Barry Christmas is my name. I've never met Barry New Year, but it's nice to see a fellow Barry. Oh, it's Barry to see a fellow Barry. So generous, says Catherine. Very generous, Maria. Maria, very, very generous. Alcohol is legal. Cannabis is illegal. It's a fact that alcohol is more dangerous than cannabis. Cannabis is being used to help people with life-threatening diseases, such as brain cancer. Yes, but because cannabis is being used to help people with life-threatening diseases, such as brain cancer, does not mean that everyone else can shove it into their body when they don't have brain cancer or life-threatening diseases. All right? But might give themselves that by taking cannabis or alcohol. I mean, there was once talk of a march going on to legalize cannabis. Can you imagine them? What do we want? Go on, what do you want? What? So there we go. You're worth every penny, says Maria Knight. Maria, bless you. Thank you. Thank you. You've been very, very generous. And that's several times, And it's so kind of you, but it does worry me. So there we are. But thank you. Thank you, Maria. Everybody's saying, that was very kind of Maria, says Gordon Robertson. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Oh, Maria makes me laugh. I'd like to say a word on her behalf. Maria makes me laugh. Ho, ho, ho. Na-ra-ra-dee. There we are. But our Maria is far from a problem. Darling, thank you. So good of you. Alcohol is good for coronavirus. Merry New Year. I doubt that very much indeed. I think you've just made that up. So there we are. Alcohol in a sanitizer. Probably. There's alcohol in some sanitizers, isn't there? So it probably would actually kill it, but it's not good for it. So there we are. Scottie, it's funny how ones change their profile names and make fake accounts, then come on with their actual account and pretend nothing has happened. They go, oh, no, what was that, Scottie? Oh, I didn't know. There we are. They think you and I pedalled up the Clyde on a bike, Kareem. Alcohol should be banned, so sorry. Cannabis is legal in certain parts of the world. Yes, but we don't need these drugs at all. The Scottie McClue Mega Mix is brill. It's a good one, Eddie, isn't it? Is that the big one? Yeah. I think Scotland should follow Portugal's lead and decriminalise drugs. Well, the only thing I would say, are the government missing a trick with certain drugs? So say, for instance, you did have people who were addicts. Rather than getting into trouble with crims, would they not be better if the government sold them? So you go into a drug shop and you say, could I have 10 spliffs, please? And the guy, instead of saying that'll be £1 million, he goes, Yeah, that'll be £2.30, please. And then away they go. Ooh, the dragon! And just look bananas. I remember seeing a park in Holland where you could go and take anything you liked. And you saw these poor people, completely bananas, breathing stuff out of bags, snorting this and that, running about going, ah! All that kind of idea. And they were just high on drugs. The truth is, if you want a real proper high, and I shouldn't be giving you away a secret here, but if you want a real high, and it is 100% legal, should I tell you this? Yes, I will do. I don't think I'm causing everyone. A real high, if you want a real legal high, time for a commercial break. No. If you want a real legal high, the best thing you can take is nothing. And then you're, woo! People used to say to me, Scottie, what are you on? These shows are like, woo! I said, yeah, that's because I'm on nothing. The Scottie McClue Mega Mix. I think Scotland should follow Portugal's lead, right? Robert Scrimger. Love that name, Scrimger. It's like Scottie said, how can anyone enjoy alcohol responsibly? It's sadly just not in our makeup. You're absolutely right, Robert. We can't, because if you go in and have a dram, you'll have another pint, and I say, one more. And then, I absolutely love you. I know I love you. Here's the hunger. Come on. Can you imagine it? Yes, Scottie, people need to learn about narcissistic behavior. The last move they make when they have a new supply and are ready to disregard you is to clean your account out. They think they're entitled to it. Oh, they are bananas. Absolutely bananas. I'm sure wherever my dad is, he'll be looking down on me. He's not dead, he's just very condescending. Can we all just take a minute to think about my grandmother? She's not dead, I'd just like you to think about her. Same sort of fun, we love it. Yes, Scottie, people need to learn about the narcissistic behavior. Oh, bad news. Thank you, Maria. Hopefully Scottie will use it to progress the stream even further. I will, sorry, Scottie. Yes, indeed. Scottie, I've been seeing stuff online with people talking about coronavirus and 5G being linked. What's your thoughts on that? Well, Eddie Doyle, there is no proof. That's the thing. And you've got to be very careful. There's a lot of, because social media is gone on to by everybody, sounds a bit clumsy, but because so many people can access social media and do, you've got a lot of people watching who aren't perhaps up to speed educationally or intellectually even. And they fall for something like, for instance, when I'm on social media, I have a look at who's supplied it, right? And I'll think, nah. So if it's a responsible outlet, and not necessarily mainstream media, right? Because you can have claim and counterclaim. For instance, this week we had huge claims from the government about Russia. Now, if you then talk to the Russian side, they will say, well, this is to take attention away from the mess they're making doing certain things in their own country. So there's always stuff put out, and then people jump onto that. And you've got to check yourself. That's why when people say to me, oh, what are you reading that for? That's a Tory rag. What are you reading that? That's a Labour paper. That's a communist thing. Read the lot, and then you decide. You use your skill and your experience and your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding. You think, I see what's going on here. Okay? So there's all that. So I'm not saying one side's right and the other side's wrong. I'm just saying make up your mind. For instance, the Scottish government have done an outstanding job during this pandemic. And they've been as transparent as they can. When somebody did something wrong, they went public with it, and that person had to walk the plank. When they get information, they share it with the country. They say, we're not entirely sure here, so we'd rather play it safe. And everybody throughout the UK is just in awe of the Scottish government and the First Minister and her team. Now, that doesn't mean you're pro-SNP. I notice people who are anti-SNP are just, they refer to the Scottish government as the SNP, right? They're the Scottish government. And I noticed Boris last week referring to the Scottish government as the Scottish administration. Now, they don't like if we mention the English administration. I had this discussion with a guy yesterday. So you've got all that going. So you really, really, really have been quite outstanding with the whole thing. And, you can't fault that regardless of your politics. So I could be an absolute raging right-wing conservative and still take my bonnet off to what the First Minister and the Scottish government have done. Do you see what I mean? And that's what you've got to look at. But there was an article in really a very well-known organ, and it said on it, about why the Scottish government has been less than honest with the people or something like that. So this was typically somebody having a go rather than just coming out with all the facts, taking a slant on it, putting a spin on it to try and take the shine off the wonderful way that things have been handled in Scotland during the pandemic. Now, because people are so much wiser nowadays, not everybody, but a good whack of people are, and very skilled in social media, they can see what's happening there. So during the election, the mainstream media was very, very, very anti-Scotland, the Scottish government, the Scottish people, right? So just the way they would have the headline. That did not fool the Scots at all. That did not fool the Scots at all. And what was happening was, the more this comes out of London, anti-Scot stuff, the better it is for Scotland, because people think, it's just a lot of rubbish. It's all that because they've seen it, Legalise smack, says Barry. You can't legalise a smack. People cannot smack each other. That's had it. I like your idea of the camps, Scottie, says Catherine. Scottie, can you dab for me? You know I don't dab. So there, I didn't mean to say legalise smack. Don't yellow card me. No, Barry. No. We're not talking about smacking here. We're talking about drugs. Let them continue taking drugs in camps, and they get off it in the camps. They then can join the community again. You see, McClue had all this wisdom 28 years ago. Scottie's on Fresh Air Fortnight. Absolutely. Woo! So there we go. The best legal highs, the Scottie McClue podcast, says Glenn Peacock. Woo! We're away with it, Glenn. We are motoring. Fantastic. We are flying. Alcohol is a bad drug. Nemesis, you're right, because it causes so much damage to major organs, right? It's an antiseptic. And the problem with an antiseptic is that it kills off all the good bacteria in your gut. And that's the problem. If you have a neat spirit, you know, I mean, very, very not good. I get a high from watching old men dance. They have to be at least 64 plus. Ah, you like people who are 64, do you? Nemesis Gaming, we know you're on the lemon hooch. Lemon. Milk, tea bag, hot water for me, Kareem, ta, for a high. Woo! Hi, Derek. Hi. Dinky do, Scottie. Please dance for me. I'll pay. No. I can't take your money. Hi, Barry. Hi, Derek. I agree, Glenn. There's nothing like this anywhere else in the internet because it's not just someone selling a product. It's completely interactive. It's the equivalent of meeting with friends in a pub. It is, Catherine. It's a kind of, and you come, well, here's Glenn, here's Catherine. Sit yourself down. What can I get you? You know, chit-chatty chat. It's propaganda, Scottie. That's why propaganda is so effective in war. The leaders whip up the patriotism, lie to the people about the danger, claim the danger's worse than it is. Yes, of course they do. I love this show. I look forward to seeing everyone at 8 p.m. Good one, Catherine. You're not the only one. I get a lot of feedback from people, and they are loving the stream. We just need to get the numbers up. We had Thomas last night trying to tell me about numbers. I know numbers inside out for broadcasting. And make the pacifists out to be enemies of state. That's the way a lot of the papers are now, propaganda sheets. Well, of course, Robert Scrimgeour, because they're dependent. They're not independent. They are dependent. You see, they're about to, newspapers are about to disappear virtually altogether. They're going online, and one big newspaper's just started a radio station, that sort of thing. I should be on that, actually. Oh, that is lush. Fantastic. So there we go. Banning normals, we'll not discuss that. That's not what we're about on here, but I see what you mean. Scottie, please stop mentioning Scotland. So there we go. So, sorry, Scottie, we can't have that. Yeah, we can't have claims like that. Absolutely not. There we go. Scottie, I am apolitical and do think our government have done a great job. Credit where credit is due. When you say our government, Scott, do you mean the Scottish government? So there were Robert Scrimgeour, Nicola Sturgeon, not SNP, has done a great job tackling COVID-19. Daily briefings every day. We should be proud of her. Even her most fierce critics, her fiercest critics, Robert, quite right. Hello, Ian. Scottie can't get to the chat yet, but said he's enjoying the stream. Catherine, brilliant. Which Ian? Scotland are leading the way. Yes, I actually put up the other day that the English administration should be following Scotland's lead. You know, it's outstanding. Captain Contagious. I agree, says Catherine. She's doing an amazing job with COVID. Scottie, here in the Netherlands, legalization works fantastically. Most people are on a natural high here anyway. Well, Captain Contagious, I would say that, pardon me, I would say that even staying in the Netherlands, you're going to be high because it's such a beautiful part of the world. You know, that sort of idea. So I would say, yeah, to you, yeah. Not nay. And I would say, ha, kom into huis, wilt je een kopje thee hebben? There we are. How's that? Did you like my Dutch? Yes. Sorry, Scottie, I've been busy. Stay on until 11, says Finlay Morris. 11 on a Saturday night. What's legal in Netherlands, Captain Contagious, says Barry. I'm on the coffee tonight. No banana milk, says, banana milk. Do you like the banana milk, Catherine? Quite sweet, but very nice. Captain Contagious, weed, etc. I hope you haven't weed, Captain Contagious. So there we are. Do you want to go and take a minute and check? Ik spreek in Engels en een beetje Netherlands. Wonderful. Do you drink your water out the tap or from a bottle? Out the tap, Eddie, because you can do that in Scotland. Did I say that right, Captain? Double Down News is where I get news. I don't trust the papers. Well, there we are. Spot on, Barry. Well, the papers have an agenda. I mean, for instance, in the 30s, I think it was, might even have been the 50s, the Express, was it the Express that was under Lord Beaverbrook? Have I got that right? It was the Express that was the Beaverbrook paper in the 30s. Anyway, Lord Beaverbrook was very, very keen on the concept of Scottish independence. And when John McCormick and them went to see him, they got a very, very good welcome, you see? And that sort of idea, now that's a very powerful figure, because Max Aitken, Lord Beaverbrook, he became the Minister for Air, and he was big in the government, knew everybody. What age do you get your pension if you're gender neutral? Numpty Heed, I don't know. That's a thought. Is everybody not going to be 65 or 66? The pension. Pension. Stay on till 12, Scotties, says Catherine. Great Dutch language on here. Hi, yeah. On here tonight says Contagious. Yeah, come into house, wilt je een cup of tea hebben? Scotty, Illandonnan Castle, a great place to visit with great history. Oh, without a shadow of doubt, the Barry. Captain Contagious, not weed. Scotty, these pants are still mostly dry, so not weed. Weed? What was that from? What program had weed on it? Okay, who can remember? Let's get this shared, guys. Finlay, top man, I haven't shared anything tonight. No wonder the figures are not through the roof. What has happened? We need to get back. We haven't had a clip yet, guys. I've been on an hour and a half. Does it not seem like 10 minutes or something like that to you? Incredible. Podcast number 63. Bill and Ben, good man, Glenn Peacock. Can anybody remember the days they were on? What day were Bill and Ben on? It was part of the Watch with Mother series on just BBC. There was no BBC One or BBC Two. It's just BBC. There we are. Bill and Ben. Bill and Bong, says the barrier. The Magic Roundabout was famous. No, there was no weed in that. I used to run in and stick my head under the well till I was full up on the lovely Scottish water, says Catherine. When I was wee, I also couldn't wait to get a drink of water here if I'd been working away from home. Have you ever been in London and put the kettle on? The inside the kettle's all chalk. So there we are. Numpty Heed. You can't say that. Terrible man, Numpty Heed. You just come out with stuff and you don't realise you can't say it. And then I have to edit the stream. Good for you, Barry. There's another good app. Where are you learning all after a tall, leggy blonde? Where are you learning? Are you after a tall, leggy blonde? I yearn for learning. Everybody does. We all do. Bill and Ben, flower pot Ben. Good for you, Barry. There's another. Oh, yes, we've got that. We've done that bit. And your hair is like straw when you wash it in England. Oh, absolutely. The chalk takes all the oil out of your hair. Fantastic. There you go. You're like, that water's terrible. The tea's rubbish as well. When I go into a London radio station and say, cup of tea, I say, not for me, thanks. I don't like to say, oh, certainly not. Say, no, not for me, thanks. Scotty, do you like Two Doors Down? I do, Eddie Doyle. I know a lot of the cast. Scotty, I need to leave, but I'll leave the feed on. Speak to you on Monday. Have a good Sunday. Dinky do everyone and rest well and stay safe. Kareem, thank you for your kindness, your generosity, for being such a superb guy. And have a lovely, lovely day. And I'll see you on Monday night, 8 o'clock sharp. Dinky do. Fantastic. So Kareem's had to dash off. Yes, sorry, I meant the Scottish government. So there we are. Weed was from Bill and Ben. Yes, Scott, absolutely. Weed was Bill and Ben. And Bill and Ben were on a, who can remember? What day were Bill and Ben on? Fantastic. We like Bill and Ben. Right, sharing, guys. Let's get down to sharing. There's not been a thing done tonight, and that's just wrong. That should not happen. Just wrong. And everybody share, please. The stream is building, by the way, but I need more subscribers all the time. I know I keep going on and on and on and on and on and on, but we need more subscribers. There we are. I'll move this to the side now. What am I putting here live? Now. Join me. Dinky doo. Right, if you can all share as well, come on, I can't do it all myself. I'm only a human. I'm only a human being. And remember what that was from. I am a human being. You sometimes have to tell people that when they start rounding up. You have to tell bullies. What did Chef make for tea tonight, Scotty? Professor Numpty. Cook. It wasn't Cook. So we just call her Cook. And she does the cooked breakfast. Tonight was absolutely lovely. Tonight was chicken soup with 2 toasted bits of plain Scottish loaf with fresh butter. Stop. It was just absolutely amazing. Amazing, I say. So, guys, what do you think of the fact that we might even get the phones on the go at some point? Are you up for that? Do you know what we are talking about here? Does anybody know? I'm having to keek round the corner so I can see what's what. I'll be back with you in 2 seconds. Can you see me? There we are. Right, just sorting all this out. I loved the facility. Did you like the Fox movie? There we are. Did you like that? Scotty belongs in Downton Abbey. Can you see me in Downton Abbey, Glenn? Indeed, Mum. What did, how many languages can you speak? Barry, how many would you like? What do you need to know? Even Gaelic, if I said good night, I would say Ichiva, Ichivelich. Yes. In Russian, I would say Do svidania. Do svidania. Bring back the phones. Yes, we're talking about bringing back the phones up to heat, and the figures would go through the roof. Scotty, get J-Dog. Hang on a second. Get J-Dog into your mansion once you feel it's safe to do so. Get a tech maintenance check, tech upgrade. Sounds superb with the tech. Oh, absolutely, Robert Scrimger. I'm going to make toast, avocado, and a bit of grated cheese for supper. Anyone else going to Skype? Where's our Kareem tonight? Catherine, Kareem, you should have been paying attention. You're normally on to every single item. Kareem said good night. He had to dash off, but he's leaving the stream on. Scotty, can you give the Barry a gig at the ex-servicemen's club in Shullens? I mentioned after lockdown. Sure we can, the Barry. I cleaned the attic with the wife today. Now I can't get the cobwebs out of here. Craig, where you at? My missus made a cup of tea in her nightie this morning. I'm going to get her a teapot. Catherine, you're normally on the ball. Kareem's gone off until Monday. I'm a human being is the elephant man, I think, Mr. John Hart, wonderful actor, sorely missed, Robert Scrimger. You are so good. You are so good. Spot on. I am a human being. Oh, it's heartbreaking. I fessed up after one of the streams. I went down and it was on the telly and I watched it a Sunday night. It was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. How they could do that to another human being. But then in these times, human beings, man's inhumanity to man. You're so good, Robert Scrimger. He's very good. Thanks, Scotty. And John Hart is an outstanding actor, was, of course. Oh, did you ever see him? Did you ever see John Hart? Did he not play the jockey who had cancer? I'm pretty sure he did. Oh, was because I had to leave to share, then leave to try and Skype, then leave. Sounds like Catherine's got some good excuses here, actually. Then leave to share again. This is why no one shares, Scotty. They have to leave the stream to do so. Ah, is that what happens, Catherine? Could you not click the other plus? Are you on a PC or are you on your phone? Could you click a plus and set up a new page? Peter McCallum. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Peter. Lovely to have you with us. Good evening and welcome. I've been quite quiet tonight, says Gordon Robertson. Yes, you have. But I'm streaming you on the TV, and I've just been sitting back watching and listening. And Gordon, tell me honestly, because I always get the truth from you, what's it like? Is it a good piece of television? Is it something you would watch if you knew it was on and it was big on national television? Would you say, I think I'll put McClue on and see what the blethers are tonight? That sort of idea. I'm very interested. John Hart was in 1984. Yes, was it Bob Champion he played? Unless they have a PC, you have to leave the stream to share. So you have to leave the stream on your phone, Catherine. Are you watching on your phone? I'm just building up intelligence here. What clip have you got for us tonight, Scotty? Well, would you like to hear the David Heyman clip? You know, have you heard that one before? Looking a bit yellow tonight. Are you using the soft lighting, Scotty? Dinky Doo from Chesterfield. We love Chesterfield, Tony Slater. Am I a bit yellow? Let me see if I can change my colour for you. I don't want to look yellow. In case you think I'm frightened, remember people say, no, it's just yellow. Let's see what we can do. Any better? Am I less yellow? Am I even less yellow? No, I'm yellow again, aren't I? How's that, guys? Is that less yellow or do I look better if I do that? John Hart, he was an alien, Harry Potter, I think. Also, he's good in Rob Roy as the evil Marquis of Montrose. Was the Marquis of Montrose, was the line, damn it, man, I'll have my rank. Was that right? Was he in the garden with Argyle? The Earl of Argyle. There were earls and marquises. They weren't dukes in these days. No, he played Winston in 1984. Ah, yes. I'm on the phone. The PC was glitchy. I forgot I'd set the PC up. Lol, it's in this room as well. Must be something in the air. Catherine, I used to have to leave to share, but now I'm on my phone and casting the stream to the TV and doing it this way, I can share without leaving. Gordon, you are so skilled. And you very kindly sent me a picture of the telly and your immaculate windows the other day. Fantastic. Is that better, Tony? A lot less yellow. And it's brighter now. It looks better. Should maybe have done that at the start, Catherine. So there we go. Maybe that's why the figures aren't through the roof. They go, do you watch Scottie McClue? Too dark. Can't see him. Too yellow. Let's do some more sharing and see if we can get these figures up. If we all share, we might be able to get the figures up a bit, although it is Saturday night and it's a bonny Saturday night. So people might be in the garden, maybe having a late plate of wheat bangs. They might be having a barbecue. And they think, oh, Scottie McClue, we were out, actually. We didn't know all that sort of idea. We were social distancing. Right, I'm going to feed this to the group, the Scottie McClue group, of which there are 3,000 of you just sitting there. Watch these figures when this takes off, guys. You will see our difference. It's a big, big battle. My friends say to me, you're very brave, but we'll see. I can only get audio on the TV, but I have it on Bluetooth tonight. Have you got a stick, Catherine? Pardon me. I see it on the stick. Right, I did say we were going to have a clip tonight. I think we'll look for the David Heyman one, shall we? And see what we can do there. Right. So we'll have a look at that. Now, this is very interesting. If anybody's interested in being an actor, and it's a very, very good interview, although I say it myself because it was such a good subject. Yes, Scottie, currently my windies are immaculate, to be honest, but my skirting boards are a pure disgrace. What have you been doing on the skirting board? I think it's because I don't have home Wi-Fi. I have to use tethering. Oh, wow. That's quite an old-fashioned term now, isn't it? And the hotspot, but TV won't let me cast it. So it's just Bluetooth audio. I'm amazed, guys. I'm very touched at all the things you try to be able to get Scottie McClue. I really am. It's very, very moving. So there we are. Right. Are we ready for tonight's clip? It's the actor David Heyman, who, of course, has played in, so many movies, and we'll see. If it's too loud or too quiet, you let me know right away, and we see how we get on. Okay, I'll take it back a bit, and then we can always turn it up if it's too loud.
Wondering what on earth's happening? You're listening to Scottie McClue's Massive Mighty Mega Program, and we are, of course, live on the country's top radio station, Scotland's #1, Lanarkshire's L107. Today, a bit of a Scottie McClue special, because we're absolutely privileged to have the world-famous actor David Heyman with us in the studio this morning. Now, David was with us a month ago, and his acting career needs no introduction to any of you. You see him in film, you see him in the television, you see his name in theatre, all the time there, and whatever he plays, it's always a fascinating study of the character. Everybody loves to see David Heyman, but he's got many, many strings to his bow, as we know, but also he's got this terrific charity called Spirit Aid. He's going to be talking about that this morning as well. He's also in the company of Patrick Rolink. That's the Patrick Rolink, who is a first-class stand-up comedian, but he's been asked to sit down this morning, and he's with us in the studio as well. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Scottie.
Hi, Scottie. How are you doing, Pat? Lovely to see you again. Now, David, you were very kindly with us a month ago, and we talked a little bit about the whole acting career, because people are fascinated by this. How does one become an actor? How does one become famous? And I can remember asking somebody about Lord Olivier and his fighting abilities on stage, his stage fighting abilities, and they said he worked at it. How much is it perspiration and how much is it medication and all that sort of thing? I mean, how does one become a famous actor?
Oh, Scottie, what a hell of a question. I have no answer to that whatsoever. It's luck, and it's partly luck, it's partly good judgment, it's partly being in the right place at the right time. At the end of the day, you've got to have a talent, and I believe real talent will out at some point in its life. But where do you start? Which doors you knock on, first of all, how on earth you get an agent, how do you tell the world that you're here, that you're talented, that you want to break? It's very, very difficult. And I think I said to you last time I was on, Scottie, there's something like 35,000 actors in the United Kingdom, and at any given point there are only 3,000 jobs total. That's theatre, TV, movies, radio, you name it. Only ever on average about 3,000 jobs. So that's well over 90% unemployment for most of the industry. It's really tough. So you have to you've got to hold that dream in your heart so strongly and never ever let it go.
And therefore, if you're not getting what, Davey, you can't sort of say, is it something I've done or said? Is it the way I've spoken? Is it my accent? It's probably absolutely nothing of those.
Nothing to do with anything, Scottie. I really believe you take it for granted that most people who can call themselves actors can act. It's whether you have the right face, the right size, the right feel, the right attitude. It's nothing really to do with your talent. And you'd be amazed. I mean, when I'm directing, I rarely audition people. I just kind of go on an instinct, on a hunch. Now, you'd be amazed at how many times when an actor walks through the door, you know if they've got it or they haven't got it. Absolutely extraordinary. I would lay money on it.
Now, this is even when they're not actually acting, they're just being themselves.
People have an aura about them or an energy that you just know is compelling, that you know they would be highly watchable. There's something about it. I remember, Andy Serkis, the young boy who made his name playing Golem in Lord of the Rings, and then he played King Kong with the same director, Jackson. So he's a world-famous actor, but nobody knows what he looks like. Now, Andy Serkis, I remember when he first walked in, I gave him one of his first real sort of starring roles years ago, 10, 15 years ago. The minute Andy walked through the door, you thought, wow, this kid's got something special. He's got a dynamic about him that I long to see on a stage, I long to put in front of a camera.
So it's not necessarily something that's out. It's not necessarily a hail fellow well-made approach or anything like that. They could almost kind of slink or trudge into the room, and you still think there's something here.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the most powerful people are the quietest ones who just sit in the corner, with a brooding kind of nature, and you think, oh, there's a power in there.
Now, that's the acting side. Coping with the fame. I mean, here are you, very kindly sitting in our 107 studio this morning with no side to you at all, and we know that is you. But what do you do when there's the pressures associated with you? Your name's right up there in Broadway, flashing Heyman, first show, live tonight, all the rest of it. What do you think to yourself? Do you ever suffer from nerves when you see that? Do you think, oh my God, the president's going to be at Broadway tonight, they're all going to be there, and I've got to go on and sing a song?
Scottie, the pressure really comes when you've got family and friends in watching you. Not strangers. They can be there, kind of bloody Portugal if you coming all the royalty under the sun. It wouldn't faze me a bit, but if your granny was sitting in the front row, you go, God, my granny's and I've got to be able to pull out all the stops I don't want to diss about my granny or my neighbour or my best pal. They're the ones that are always... where the nerves come, the butterflies come.
She's going to be so full of pride, your granny, but she's going to say something devastating then that I couldn't actually hear you, son.
Well, my gran's no longer with us, but she was not backward in coming forward. That's for sure, about her comments about my performances, no.
David, we're all familiar with so many of your performances. One of the ones that I've always loved was in a film, Hope and Glory.
Oh, lovely film about the Second World War.
Yes, and I just remember this wonderful moment. You were driving away with the kids in an Austin 10 or something like that, and Uncle Mac was running alongside, waving and smiling. You were going, get away, you silly man.
His finger gets stuck in
the wee one says, Daddy, you've shut his hand in the door. And I just thought it was just one of these beautiful, beautiful moments, It
was a very, very funny moment. It's lovely. It's a very, very special film, that I think, Scottie. It's a lovely, gentle film. I look at a middle-class family in the middle of the Second World War. It was great fun to do.
Beautifully done and beautifully acted.
Bannon.
The lovely late Ian Bannon.
Ian Bannon, he was a Parliament. I'd done about 4 pictures with Ian, and I loved him to death. And he's magnificent in the film. I think he steals it as the grandfather, his eccentric grandfather.
God, your little fiends. The lovely thing, because he had that sort of wonderful characteristic in his voice. as well that gave a great depth to these guys. And of course, Ian Bannon was a man that's a lot of early black and white films.
Yes, he was a matinee idol in his youth, and he played Hamlet at Stratford for the Royal Shakespeare Company when he was a boy. Meant to have been absolutely stunning.
Wonderful. What's your favourite sort of genre in the theatre?
Oh, I don't know. There's nothing like live theatre, Scotty. You can't compare with.
Do you prefer live theatre to films and telly?
Yes.
Right.
In other words, for the experience, for the adrenaline rush, it's the best drug in the world. The thing about it is, the audience in a piece of theatre have a contribution to make to the quality of that performance. Now, you can come and see me as Jimmy Boyle in A Sense of Freedom, the film. Your presence, you can watch that film 100 times over. Your presence will not change my performance one jot. And my performance will never change because it's in celluloid. Whereas you can come along and see me play a piece on theatre, you can see it 100 times. You may very well see 100 different performances because the character, the personality of the audience dictate in many ways the course of events of an evening at theatre. You have an input. That's what makes it so special. It's a two-way process.
You must find it unusual because I've sat through theatre performances of the same play, and sometimes totally unexpectedly to me, and obviously to some of the actors, the audience would laugh at a certain point. Something got a laugh. Mm-hmm. And the actors must be not thrown by it, but you must be taken aback when you think, that's unusual. And then what do you do? Do you allow the laugh to go? Do you play it again?
You can't stop an audience laughing. You can't dictate to an audience how they react. If they want to laugh at something you think is being, you're being deeply tragic on that stage and putting your heart out and you're pissed themselves laughing, there's nothing you can do about it. That's just a look at it all.
And does it throw you?
I can throw you. I mean, you can be cussing under your breath and thinking, how the hell have I screwed this up? What did I do wrong?
Yes, have I not got across to them that I'm suffering?
I'm grateful, yeah.
Yes, that's right. I'm actually suffering at the moment. They're laughing.
I remember, to tell a funny story, I played Hamlet at the Glasgow Sits years ago, and I played Hamlet in a jockstrap. All I wore was a wee skimpy little jockstrap.
Oh, bet that got a good turn out.
But I remember there was a wee goonie I had to wear on top of it for the fight scene at the end, so I had to take off my goonie to reveal just the wee jockstrap. Packed audience in the Glasgow Citizen Theatre, and as I stripped off this wee woman for the back, she says, "Oh, it's a strip show!" This is Hamlet. I bet you meet his death. Incredible. So the whole audience just come up and then,
Have you ever been in something where the audience have walked out that's been so good that they're actually disgusted? You've played it so well that they think, no, it's dreadful.
No, but I've known audiences walk out because I've been so bad.
I don't believe it.
I've driven their audience away by being too good. So.
No. And they played it so outrageous that people were leaving. And your old lady's going, that's just disgusting.
We had a lot of that in the early days of the sets, yes, the scandal factor.
Yeah.
But theatre should be about scandal.
It should shock. Yeah. Making people think outside the box, a stimulus.
Hopefully.
Now, I saw a moment that when I was telling you about the audience laughing there, it was a Somerset Maugham for Services Rendered played at the Theatre Royal. And Philip Law, and there was a whole crowd in the cast, well-known names, old Leslie Sands, and John Quayle, and all that crowd. I think it was National Theatre production, and she came in, this actress came in, and she absolutely shrieked that Collie is dead. And she did such a shriek. You know the kind of shriek that actresses play when Queen Victoria and Albert dies? And it was just this terrific, and the whole theatre fell about laughing. And I said to a guy who'd actually, well, you'll remember, Eric Jones was the director at Oscar. I said, what went wrong there? Why was everybody laughing? And he said, I think they can't take big emotion.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wasn't it? Because it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, there we go, guys. I'll leave it there for you as well. But because obviously there's so much of it there, fantastic. I want to get back and see what you guys have got here. Lovely. The sound's fine, says Craig. Volume's okay, says Gordon. Perfect audio. Lovely. I'd love to see it on the TV. I think we'll have to get Wi-Fi back and disconnect to show my daughter what it was like in 1985. She showed me that you moved in in 2020. Right. Hello, Scottie, I'm back, says J-Dog. Good clip, great, says Catherine. Welcome back, J-Dog. Welcome back, J-Dog, says Craig. I'll be streaming Monday morning, 10:30 to 12 a.m. If anyone wants to join, says J-Dog. Thanks, Catherine and Craig. 12 p.m., you've lovely handwriting, Scottie. My dad used to have beautiful handwriting. I think schools should make that a priority. Bit of handwriting, Catherine. Your handwriting's artistic, says Magnus. You're welcome, J-Dog. Great call tonight as well. Well done, you. If I'm around, I should be able to watch J-Dog. How about some Tomb Raider? Good clip, Scottie. Something different. Something different tonight, Craig. I think a bug's bitten my leg, says Barry. No, Barry. A lot of dafties just think you took stupid calls from stupid people. I think they didn't really listen. We did take a number of funny calls from people who were perhaps not the most gifted. But we took a lot of serious stuff, a lot of interviews, all that kind of stuff. Just subscribe, J-Dog. We'll tune in on Monday. All going well. Night, Scottie. A pleasure and privilege as always. I'm having a wee fire outside while still listening. A thought. Fantastic. Guys, we are out of time. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute blast. It always is. Shall we continue with these streams until lockdown starts to open up? You decide. It's not a problem. Thank you for all your generosity, for the lovely people that have tapped the dollar. And, of course, Scottie McClue is free at the point of delivery, but it's very kind of you to pop something in and say hi. Absolutely. Top lady, Catherine, thank you very much. Night, Scottie, a pleasure and privilege as always, and you, Robert. And lots of love to every single one of you. Nothing tomorrow, and I'll see you all Monday night, God willing, weather permitting, at 8 o'clock sharp in the evening. Until then, goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And a cheerio. Wait till we start taking the calls. Dinky-doo. Thank you, Scottie. Great shows as can. See you on Monday. Have a beautiful day tomorrow night. Bye-bye. Have a great Sunday. Dinky-doo, Scottie. Take care, big man. For the wonderful Glenn Peacock. Ta-ra-las.